Hey guys, this is Tyler with Tyler Dragon Tarot. So today I have a pick a deck reading for you. Well, it's going to be a pick a set because these two go together, these two go together, these two go together. So whatever really draws your eyes. We have the Halloween tarot with the fairy oracle. Oh my gosh, if I could speak. We have the Tarot of Dreams, going to be clarified by the Mermaid Oracle, and we have I think this is the name just escaped me, but we got this one clarified by the Shadow and Light. What was the name of that one? Oh, Beautiful Creatures. We have the Beautiful Creatures clarified by the Shadow and Light. So, if any of these are attracted to you, like what I would like to ask you to do is pause and just meditate on whatever set just really draws your eyes and basically just try to put your energy into it, what you want out of this, and I'm gonna pause the video. We're gonna start on the Halloween deck, and I'm gonna meditate on the deck and pick up your energy. Time is not linear, so even though you're watching this and this is recorded before you have a chance to put your energy in, you can still put your energy in because, like I said, time is not linear. So your energy will get here. So let me pause and let me meditate on these decks for a minute. Okay, so as I'm meditating and shuffling the deck, what I was getting was I heard, is it really over? So I think, especially with the chariot being the card that popped out while I was shuffling and meditating, that is going to be the focus of this. And it's going to be more about moving forward, I guess, because it's got that feel of you're in that state of shock of, oh man, is it serious? And now you got the tower. Yeah, this is this is that reading of just right after something sudden happened, probably a breakup, but you could have lost a job. And you're just sitting here like, damn, did that really just happen? Is it really over? So let's see what we get. Let's see what we get. Okay. Okay. Oh man. Okay. It's too much. No, it came out too much. Let me shuffle. Okay, so far we have, well, we have the tower, we have the 6 of bats, we have the 7 of bats, and we have the Wheel of Fortune. Whoa, shit. Excuse my language. So we got the 9 of Cups popping out. We have the Page of Ghosts, and the 4 of Pumpkins popping out together. Okay. I don't feel like we're done. Man, that's a lot of cards on the table, but I don't think we're done yet. Okay. Okay. Let's see. What else are you gonna get me? No. Yep, there you go. Okay, it's done. I'm gonna pause. I like to sit here and feel the energy, and this could take me a minute. This could take me like a second. But I'm gonna pause while I do that. Okay, so feeling into this chariot, I feel like this was someone who they ran away from this, and it kind of goes into this 9 of bats. They just charged away from you, and like I'm just hearing it. Why did they make it look so easy? Like, was I that bad? You question yourself. You question what you brought to the relationship, and it's really affected your confidence. That they could just walk away from you so easily. So there's also this tower. It's like you were still in the tower while it was coming down. They left you to deal with all that, for it to just, they left you in the burning building, right? They left you in the building that was crumbling down. It's like they knew it was coming down, and you were just like hit with the shock of like, oh my God, we're done. Wait, what? What's happening? And they're like, no, we're done. I'm already gone. Like I know this is news to you, but I've been gone for a minute now. It's the type of vibes I'm getting from this. So next we have this. You're either going to or you're working on moving forward, but like the thoughts are still just all up in your face, and it's hard to move forward like that, but you're trying your best to move forward and just be happy again. Like you still have your rod in these, like, see, on this side there's just smooth waters over here, but on this side it's all rocky and wavy. And I know that there's supposed to be action on that, but to me it's just like I feel like the water is all wavy on that side for some reason. You still have, like, the stick's not even moving, the oar or whatever. So it's like you're still putting yourself in the path of resistance. Like you're still resisting even though you're moving forward. But then we have the seven of bats where it's getting easier to walk away, but it's still, now it's in the back of your head and you still pay attention to it, but it's not as much in your face. So this is kind of a process of moving on, and you could be in different places, especially since this is a general reading. Some of you may be in the tower, some of you may be all the way down here. But basically the next step is, because of this person that seemed like they were offering you pumpkins here, seemed like they were offering you something special, but turned out they were just like drawings of pumpkins, right? They weren't, there was no real value to what they had to offer, at least in your eyes. Um, I'm just hearing they were fake. Okay, so not just in your eyes. They were fake. They were a player. Now, even when you get excited, you detach from your emotions, and even when someone new comes up and they're really into you, like, and in the page of Ghost, well, this would be the page of Cups in a what is it? The Rider-Waite. Um, this fish sometimes looks like it's. I don't have a Rider-Waite, so I know it's in this deck over here. The vice versa. The fish looks like it's jumping out of the cup, and I've seen them where like they have it held out over a cliff, and there's usually distance between the fish and the person in the page of cups. But in this one, the fish isn't the one trying to get away. It's like the person coming in isn't the one trying to get away. It's like you're the one who's being emotionally distant and just very, really evaluating the situation because you've been there before. You felt like you dodged bullets, like, but you have all this anxiety because of how close they were. I mean, dodging knives, really. You see how close those knives get to your face? It's just like you don't know how you made it out alive, basically. Like, just you feel so damaged afterwards that you're just, it's hard to trust again. It's this type of relationship. It feels like there was a lot of love here, so it's very shocking that this person could just move on like that, is what I just keep feeling. And it's gotten you to the point of, even when you want to be in the relationship, it's like almost like you're a robot. There is no emotion on this knight's face. And this person's just like, oh, you want to be with me? Like, see that ghost? Like, so excited, but you're just like, yeah, we should do this thing, you know? So, let's get, I'm guessing this would be advice, but I'm going to draw some cards from the Fairy Oracle to get some more into this reading. Let me, well, no. I saw this thing on TikTok where they were talking about how creators aren't showing their shuffling and they could be fake because of that. There's so much drama on there. Like, those videos are a minute long, man. Like, if I show my shuffling every time, I'm going to have to make like 5 videos every time. But, it's ridiculous. Okay. Okay. So again, I'm gonna pause and fill into these cards. Well, I'll show you the cards first. Um, the Unicorn and the Maiden. We have Far, Far Away. We have Story Keeper. We have Once Was Innocent. Sounds about right. Three Graces. We have Fairy Tales. We have Dark Moon. And we have, Scared to Fly. So let me pause and get into this. Okay, so what I'm getting from this is um, you're a very trusting person. You may be a person who just you put too much faith into the wrong person, basically. And now, like what I said before, now you're scared to really give yourself to the next person, and you're really evaluating. But the thing I'm seeing here is this just screamed shadow work to me. Like I was looking at that and I was like, shadow work. So basically just accept who you are for all that it's worth. And there may be things you want to change. Like, do you put people on a pedestal too high? Are you blind to their faults at first? There's a lot of people that have this issue. So yeah, with this creative daydreaming, it's like this one's this card is about purity. So it's like when you're pure before all this happened, or if you stay in this state of mind and just distract yourself and not really think about what you can do to change these type of outcomes, what you can see and what because when you look back on the situation, there was probably some sort of red flag that presented itself that instead of really identifying it, you just like were too busy daydreaming about the future with this person to really focus on what their characteristics and what their true intentions really were. So that's kind of where this once was innocent thing comes from. There's an evolution there. And with a story keeper, it's basically like, what did I learn from this experience and how can I grow? Like, I know this is a hard experience, but if you truly don't want to keep repeating it, you can grow, you can become smarter, you evolve, you see through bullshit that you didn't see before, and you trust yourself to see that bullshit better now that you've been through it. Sometimes you just have to walk through it to really know what it is. You know what I mean? So when you're scared to fly here, I mean, you have wings, you have knowledge, you can fly. Your wings will work. And you have this power within. Like, see, you started off with this bright orange, yellow colors, just a lot of confidence, a lot of power. And with here, you're getting it back. You're getting it back. So with this fairy tale, it's just like letting go of the things that don't drag you down, that drag you down. Because look, you're up here walking on water. Okay, you're divine. You're getting shit done and you now know how to let go of things, let go of people that aren't on your level. Because these people, they're just trying to drag you down. They are just trying to drag you down. They may sound like they want help getting up to your level, but no, they are dragging you down. They're like, no, sink with me. I don't want to sink alone. But you don't need to sink with them. You're better than that. So accept your power. Well, there was something else in here. Sorry. But this is something about accepting your power because that's that color scheme again. Trinity. What are you trying to tell me? I think I'm going to draw another card for this. What are you trying to tell me? Okay, we got the gift here. You've been ignoring your intuition. You've been ignoring, like, I bet if you look back, you have these moments of, like, your gut was like, this seems wrong, but you were like, no, they're wonderful, they're good, they're good. And you made excuses in your head for them against your intuition. You need to accept your intuition. You need to become one with it. You need to step into that power. You need to trust yourself, basically. Just trust yourself. Whenever something feels wrong, it probably is. You know, you can try to identify it, why it feels wrong, but I mean, this just really feels like those times where it's like, how many times have you had this feeling? I feel like I have to drill that in right now. How many times have you had this feeling and I feel like I'm talking to intuitive people here. How many times have you had this feeling? How many times have you had this feeling? And it just turns out to be right. Like, you were sitting there like, oh, something's off about this person, but I'm going to give them a chance because everyone deserves a chance. And, oh, everyone deserves a second chance. They were going through some hard times. You know, and you just keep making excuses when your intuition was slapping you, probably putting painful, like, painful pain in your gut, like just anxiety and you're just nervous, can't sleep. They affected you physically. They affected you physically, but you still ignored it. Like, the signs just got stronger and stronger, but you still ignored it because you wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt. You got to stop sinking for people. Thank you for watching. That's your message. We're going to move on to the next set. Wow, I didn't realize my thing was still going. So welcome, people with dreams of Gaia, or not dreams of Gaia. This is tarot dreams. I guess I've been going about a minute. That's all right. Didn't realize I was going. So your main card is this Ten of Wands here. And really, I'm just getting like trying to find your direction right now. Like, where do you need to go? Like, it's like, yeah, it's just so depressing, to be honest. It's just, I'm not trying to laugh. That's how I am. That Bare Naked Lady song, I'm the kind of guy that laughs at a funeral, really speaks to me. But it's just, you have all these burdens and you're like begging for help, basically. Like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I just keep hearing, what do I do? So, trying to get some cards for you. Okay, drop some. Let's see. Hey, just realized my face got in there. So, Yep. Okay. Okay, so we got the Three of Cups. We have the Ace of Coins. We have the Palace of Cups. We have the Four of Swords. We have Faith, which in this deck I think is like the Hierophant. We have the Six of Swords. We have the Nine of Wands. We have the Ten of Coins. And we have the Moon. So, I'm going to pause for a second, hopefully legit pausing this time. And I'm going to fill into the cards and let's see what I get. Okay, I'm getting this. So, just all of this is just like, you thought that being strong for other people, like literally carrying something that is just bigger than you, like it's too much for you, would get you to this Palace of Cups area where, you know, everything's great, everything's fine, everything's dandy. You get everything you want. You think that carrying everyone else's burdens on your shoulders, because maybe you are a very strong person. Maybe you can help other people. Maybe you like to help other people. But it's getting to a point of being too much. Like, you see this guy, like, how, yes, he's big and muscular and he's strong, but look how big that coin is. Like, he is breaking his back right now trying to carry that. That is what I'm getting off of that. And it's like, you're sitting here laying on sword, you're losing your sleep, just always thinking about what's going wrong. Like, am I getting treated fairly? Like, you never really get to take this mask off in front of other people, this helmet. Like, you always have to present a certain side of yourself to other people. You never really get to be your true self. And it's just like, with this, I just feel like you want to be accepted so bad. And that's why you go through all this. That's why you put yourself through so much. That's why you bear so much on behalf of other people. But it's really getting you nowhere, because even trying to move forward, you're just sitting here. You're still carrying the burden. You're just putting it on this boat. You still have to row it. Like, this is a rowing boat. You still have to row it. So you need to get to this point, right? This is the advice portion. Close off from the world. Evaluate what is important to you. How do you want to be treated? Because you need to take a step back from this. See the difference in this energy? Like overwhelmed, defeated. And here we're trying to figure out where do we go? What do we want to do? Right? We're on the step. We're getting off. Like, we can drop all those wands. What is this one? What are we passionate about here? What do we want to do? What do I want to do? What do I want to do? What makes me happy? It's time to consider yourself, because doing all this work for other people is not getting you here. You need to worry about yourself more. I'm not saying you have to become a selfish asshole and never do anything for anyone. But if you're doing things trying to get to a good place, trying to become happy, like trying to get like this love reciprocated, if you're trying to be loved by just pouring your heart out, you're not getting there. So with this 10 of coins, it's just like analyzing what it is that you need to do to get to this gold area, to get to where you're actually confident and feel good and want to actually, where this Ace of Coins is an actual blessing and not just something that breaks your back, right? Like, this Ace of Coins should just be, it should be a blessing instead of me picking up on it being, you're carrying everyone else's weight. You're carrying everyone else's shoulder. It's like you're literally the blessing for other people and they're not appreciating you, and it is breaking your back. So instead, how do you get your blessings here? And you need to evaluate how you feel with this moon card here. Where in your life is it time to draw lines? Where in your life is it time to put up boundaries? Because you're probably a person who doesn't have the best boundaries if you think that breaking your back for other people is going to give you the love that you deserve. So instead, it's time to be like, okay, when do I need to be the wolf and when do I need to be the domesticated dog? Not to say you're an animal, but just saying like the differences. Like, when do I need to be a beast? When do I need to be beastly? When do I need to say, no, enough? No, I'm not doing it. When do I need to just worry about me? And when do I need to be a family? Like a family pet. Like not really even a pet, because that's so downgrading. Now that I think about it, I'm just trying to reference like dog and wolf here. What's the difference? Where are you happy? Where are you not? Because I feel like you have dog energy right now. Like, you're loyal, you're just happy to see people, you do anything, like they get you to do tricks, and they'll give you a little bit of stuff for a lot of effort. Basically, like, you break your back and they'll be like, good boy or good girl, basically, and you're sitting there wagging your tail with like your back like, but the thing is, you need to evaluate what is emotionally exhausting you. I was going to say physically, but I feel like this is much more emotional and maybe even mental than physical. What is draining you? What can you not tolerate anymore? What will you not tolerate anymore? Because honestly, it feels like you've become a little bit of a doormat here and you need to stand up for yourself. So, what is it? Where are your lines? Where are your lines? And you need to draw them, and people do not cross them. Okay, so stand firm on that. If something is draining you too much, if it's too much to do, if it's going to break your back, then don't do it. Okay? Is it worth breaking your back for someone else? Especially when it's not really getting you to this place that you think it would get you. It's not worth it. Because you're sitting here, this is where you are. This is how I know it's not worth it. Because you've just collected all this debt of just pain and misery, and you can't even get up, and you're just like, what am I doing wrong? Why does no one love me? Why am I not getting appreciated for everything I do? Why? It's because you're not drawing your boundaries. It's because you just willingly do everything hoping that they'll love you, and they're just like, oh man, this person will go beyond, just above and beyond for nothing. So why would I give them any more? But I don't really feel like I need to draw much from the mermaid deck, but we're going to draw. No, I'll show the shuffling. Whoop. I had a feeling this card would come out. I saw it and I was like, I think it belongs, but I wanted to shuffle. Okay, way too many cards. My allergies are killing me. Anyone else's allergies killing them? Shoot, I'm not live or anything, so why am I asking questions? But, I mean, I guess y'all can comment, right? I think that's it. Okay. I hate when this card's drawn because I can never say this. I feel like I'm always getting it wrong, but conchomancy. We got that card. We got Time and Tide, Wave of Power, Honor the Masculine, The Unseen. Ooh. You have a lot of rage in you. I picked that up off of this card. Like, you are so pissed that you're not getting any of the energy back, but you keep giving, and you're gonna get, if you're not at this point of just wanting to lash out, or you periodically get to this point of wanting to lash out, you're going to get to this point of wanting to lash out. And maybe this, like I said, maybe it's periodically that you'll just be like, oh, fuck you. Oh. But there's a lot of anger radiating off of this card for me. And it's just because you're breaking your back. You get to this point of you're tired of your back being broken and you're just getting like breadcrumbs for all the work you do for other people. If it's too much for you to do, don't do it. Okay? I feel like this is just really reflecting, like just really taking time and thinking about, like I said, what is too much for you? Where is your line in the sand here? Time and tide, oceanic, um, spells and rituals. So on that one, this card's screaming self-love to me. So it's like, and that can be boundaries, but it's just like with her, she's drawn a heart in the sand, but she's looking somewhere else. So to me, that's, and the sun is shining on her, giving her that power back. So, and she's about to be hit with that wave, but she's a mermaid, so that's good for her, you know? She needs to get back in the water. So it's like she's out of her place and she's sitting here playing in the sand when you should be in the ocean. You should be in the ocean. Like, that's where you're comfortable. Why do you keep getting out of your comfort zone? And it's like, here, you're realizing this. You're realizing this. And then we get to this wave of power card, and you see how much, you see the difference, like sad and kind of, there's kind of a coming into the power energy in this. But just both of these are just like feeling your power, standing in your power, and knowing, just knowing your boundaries and knowing they can't be crossed, okay? Just, and what happens if they're crossed? Well, you cut them out of your life, or at least temporarily. Like, you don't let your boundaries continue to be crossed. And once you do, you're gonna feel so good. And it's, I just feel like this anger gets released because you're standing up for yourself. When you, sometimes when you face a shadow and you do shadow work and you have a lot of anger in you, at least for me, I had an angry shadow and I had to work on that. Once that anger just gets out and kicks and screams and throws the fit enough, you get to the point of realizing that that shadow is just saying, I just didn't want to be disrespected. Why aren't you drawing boundaries? Like, it gets a lot more calm, and it's just like, all right, here we go. Except that you're mad, but in that you can get angry, but it's also like the source of your anger. You got to know the source of it. So if these people breaking your back are pissing you off, stop letting them break your back. And really come into your power. Just knowing you don't have to keep breaking your back. You're better than that. You are better than that. Okay? I really hope this message gets to the right people, and I hope it helps you. But we're going to pause. Hopefully it stays paused this time. And get to the next reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Hey guys, so those of you who chose Beautiful Creatures Tarot, this is for you. Okay, so how's Mars retrograde doing? Is that still in effect? I don't know. I shouldn't have said that. But let's see. I feel like I take that. I say that because of Aries, and I'm just like, how's that treating you? But maybe, I mean, that's literally this is literally Aries here. So you could be an Aries, you could be dealing with Aries, or you could just be having like a strong, impulsive vibe to you right now. Like, you could be angry at something, someone. You could be, your fuse could be short. You know, they like to say that stuff, but the Aries temper really isn't short until you wore us thin. Like, we're actually very patient. See, I said we're. I'm an Aries, okay? Like we can get mad at the and impatient with the dumbest things like a printer being too slow, but if we care about you, we can actually be very, very patient, which is something that a lot of people don't talk about. So if any of this is resonating with you, I'm looking at that star and I'm just like, what I heard was wishing you had this courage to speak up because an Aries is they're so like direct and they almost regret what they say later because sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. They just say what they're going to say. But we also got the Six of Earths. We got the Hierophantus? Whatever. And we got the Nine of Earths so far. Let's shuffle some more. Okay. We got the Seven of Airs. We got the Will. And we got the Fortitude. Okay, I'm going to fill into these cards. And I'm going to take a second to do that. I'm going to pause while I do that. Okay, so what I'm saying is you're choosing to move on from a relationship that you're now pissed off about. You're very mad because you put in all this effort. You were like, hey, come cuddle. Like, what do you need? Like, you were there. You were there, like a ride or die type of energy. And you were just like cute and cuddly, like, what you need. You like, I have like all the arms. I can do whatever you need. What do you need? Like, just let me know what you need, baby. Like, what do you need? Like, just here like playing our song, like play the song for us, like that's our dance, that's our jam, like having fun, like don't you want to have fun with me? Like just you were the life of the party. You always gave and gave and gave. This is kind of similar to another one, but believe it or not, a lot of Aries are like this, and they don't remember all this once we get to this point. I think that may be why that Aries is coming out. Now it's time to focus on you. Because Aries is about the self. So you gave all this energy, and there's kind of a feeling of now you're just pissed off. And you're not giving this love anymore. Now you're gonna give that anger, and you're just like, nah, we're done. I'm not giving to you anymore. No more, no more. And now you're just angry. But what I'm getting from this is let's focus on ourselves here. Let's focus on ourselves. What do you want to do? A lot of people can get lost into a relationship, especially when they're this type of person with this vibe where it's like, I'll do anything. Like, what do you need? They're so giving, they're so loving, but they have all this energy and they just give it to someone and it's not reciprocated, it's not given back, and you get to this breaking point. At that point, it's important to figure out what are your needs, what hasn't been met, and how do you meet them. And you can meet them by yourself. Aries is a strong, independent sign. You can do all this by yourself. And I feel like I'm not really telling you anything new here. But other than maybe like this anger, let's focus on ourselves instead of all this anger. But I'm going to draw some cards from this other deck real quick. See what's up. What else we got to add here? What else do we have to add to this after the anger? The grumpy red fairy. So, more grumpiness. We got Merry Masquerade. Okay, so I usually like to fill into cards, but just looking at these, I'm just like, okay, this behavior has to stop because it's just draining you. It's just draining you. Because you get to a point of, what did I say earlier? You wish you would have spoke up? Speak up when appropriate. Okay, you can be the super loving person that you are. There's nothing wrong with that. But if someone's taking advantage of you and you feel like shit after, say something. Say something. Speak up. Say what you want to say. And, as I'm saying that, what's the first thing on here, on this post? Time for a change. It's time for a different approach on how you run relationships. Time to get. Whoop. Okay, we have more cards. Because this is not working. I feel like this is probably cyclical for you. Like, and that will is really popping out at me when I say that. Like, you get to this point of, all right, I'm done with you now. Like, you go from loving to I'm done. And you're just mad. You go from mad until you're indifferent. And you're just like, you're either mad or you don't give a shit about them anymore after that point. So there's kind of a need of use that voice. Use that voice. Speak up. And that's where that change needs to come in, because if you're not getting appreciated, if it's not reciprocated, you don't need to keep pouring your heart and soul into this. It's time to be brave. And miracle. Ooh, what are you trying to tell me? Let me fill into these cards too for a second. Okay, I got it. So, the need for this change. You've considered this change, but it's like there's a need to balance these two, right? Because you go from this, like, if I don't give all my love, I won't be loved back. I have to do everything for them. And then, like, there's this, like, I'm a bad bitch and I don't need anyone type of energy. Even if you're male, you just, like, go to, like, super independent, like, I don't need anyone. Like, can we mold these together a little bit? Like, you can be with someone, but you don't have to. I mean, you don't have to be on this whole spectrum of I don't need you at all, fuck you. But you don't have to be on the spectrum of if I don't give, they're not going to stay. Look, if you're this loving person, give your love. Give your love. But if it's not reciprocated and not appreciated and you're feeling drained, it's time to pull back. Or at least bring up. At least have a conversation about it. Being like, I'm not really feeling appreciated right now. Like, or even sometimes I'm feeling obligated to say this. Sometimes, with people who have different love languages, you may, let's just say yours is words of affirmation. You may expect this person to be dramatic and just be like, confess your love, scream it to the sky, just hype you up all the time, give you all these compliments, just say all these wonderful things, say the right things all the time, just appreciate you verbally all the time. Like, whatever these words of affirmation are, compliment, all these things. Tell you how great you are, tell you how amazing you are, tell you how much you mean to them. And be like, and the more dramatic, the better. Like, just, oh, you are so great and so amazing and love. Like, oh, what would I do without you? Blah, blah, But what if they're, let's just say, a touch, and they'd rather give you a touch than, words? So maybe they'll give you little words if you say something about it, say, I feel more appreciated when, don't just blame them. Say, like, I feel more appreciated when you acknowledge it verbally. And just acknowledge your love languages. And you can acknowledge theirs and appreciate theirs too if, let's just say, they give touch. Because if they give touch, they may want to receive touch, and you may need to be a little more touching with them too. It's all about giving and receiving. So they may not be this over-the-top dramatic person with you, but they may end up giving a little more verbal for you because they know you need it. And it may not be over the top, like I said, but they may end up putting a little more effort in. But they may still, when you're having a bad time or when you need that reassurance, instead of going over the top, they may, rub your shoulders or give you a hug. That may be their type. If they're a gift giver, they may give you gifts. There's acts of service. Why am I blanking out on the others? There's quality time. I'm forgetting one. What did I say? Okay, let's see. There's acts of service, quality time, touch, words of affirmation, gifts. I think I said all 5. Okay. So, with all of us being complex individuals, and we may give and receive differently, It's just, that's where communication needs to come in. So, yes, if the communication happens and still you're just, no effort being put in, they don't want to appreciate you, all that, don't just drag yourself down till you get to this point, because you deserve better than that. But you also don't have to be like, I'm a bad bitch, and cut someone off as soon as they piss you off either. It's all about balance here. Okay, so I feel like I've rambled on long enough. Hopefully this helped you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good night. I believe I am done.